Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome back to CrackGradeB. So in this particular session, we are here to discuss about the rural banking module, right? We are also going to discuss the rural development banking. While we are discussing the rural development banking, the first and foremost thing that we have to understand is the link of rural insurance and the banking sector, right? How these things are being devised. कि रूरल इंश्योरेंस को हम बैंकिंग सेक्टर के साथ में एज वेल एज फ्यू ऑफ द माइक्रो इंश्योरेंस स्कीम एज वेल these we have to discuss. So what we are going to discuss today is basically we are going to focus on to the schemes that the government of India has launched for the what you can say connection of rural sector and basically in general if I want to say insurance with the banking. ठीक है, so ऐसी बहुत सारी स्कीम है, for example स्वास्थ्य बीमा योजना etc. which says that how we are connecting the general population with the banks, right? So this is something that we need to understand. We will also be covering of the few of the basic schemes related to micro insurance, right? So micro products related things. So these are also the pointers that we are going to discuss today. Let us start. We are discussing with the national pension scheme first of all, although not very important, but yes. So this particular national pension scheme, it was initially notified for the central government employees, right? And it was subsequently adopted by almost all the state governments for its employee. Now the national pension scheme, it was extended to all the citizens. Phase-wise extension has been like this. So it was extended to all the citizens on India on a voluntary basis from May 2009. See, NPS per se is not really very important, but the schemes which are going to follow after this is something that we need to focus on more. Okay, so in 2019, any Indian citizen, whether it is resident or not. So this is also how the rural population and the banking sector is being connected by the products of saving. So any Indian citizen, whether they are resident or non-resident, right, or the overseas card holder, they are eligible to join the NPS by the age of 70 years. Who is eligible over here? So any citizen is available, should be between the age of 18 to 70 years of age, right? They need to comply with the know your customer norms, and any Indian citizen and the overseas citizen of India in the age group of 65 to 70 years, they can also join the NPS. Now there are some benefits etc. that we do not have to see, बस आपको इतना ही जानने का भी ज़रूरत है, right? Next thing that we need to focus on is the Atal Pension Yojana. Now, this is something which is important and we are going to talk about this. Just wait for a second. Yes. So, Atal Pension Yojana, the scheme was launched to provide a defined pension depending on the contribution and the period with the focus on all the citizens in the unorganized sector. Eligibility is for all the bank account holders, right? It was in 2015. The age group 18 to 40 years, they can join with the focus on the unorganized sector workers. So this particular scheme was to give the benefit of the pension related thing to the unorganized sector workers. See, wherever the provident fund and your insurance related schemes they get applied on, and there are record maintenance etc., such kind of sectors, they are known as the organized sector, right? But where the institutions which are not maintaining any sort of data, the government does not have any idea about them, that is generally we call it as an unorganized sector, right? So the age of exit and the start of pension is going to be 60 years. Central government would also contribute 50% of the total contribution, that is 1000 rupees per annum, right? Now the benefit is something that we have to focus. The regulation is through PFRDA and the subscribers, they are going to receive the fixed minimum pension of 1000, 2000 depending after the age of 60 years until their death. Now the amount of pension is going to be dependent on to their contribution that they have made. Now in one of the video, one of the person said that how do we need to cover it. So I am telling you it again and again. Today in the rural development banking, we are doing the rural insurances as well as the micro insurance, right? There are few schemes that specifically cover rural insurance, but majority schemes, they have a combined part. So we are going to do that. Pension related schemes, they are not really important, but still I have included it to provide a comprehensive coverage, right? अगर आपको ज़्यादा यहाँ पे फोकस नहीं करना है, you just have to see the basic features of the scheme and then move forward about it. Okay, rural insurance, micro insurance is something that we need to focus. Now let us move ahead. This is something which is very, very important for us, right? And we are going to do this in detail. Okay, so Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, under the topic of rural insurance, this is something that you can consider as very, very important, right? So has been launched on 9th May 2015, right? What is the scope of coverage? So all the savings bank account holders, see, why does this particular scheme becomes important for us? Because this links, right? ये link कर रहा है banking sector को with the rural as well as the urban population, ठीक है? But at the end of the day, this is related to what you can say insurance coverage as well. So three things are being converging over here: rural insurance and the role of banks. So I hope you will understand that what we are chasing, right? हम क्या chase कर रहे हैं? We are chasing the coverage of these three pointers. Fine. So all the savings bank account holders, those who are in the age of 18 to 70 years in the participating banks, they will be entitled to join. If you have the savings bank account, you are in the age group of 18 to 70 years, you can join this particular scheme. The cover shall be for a 1-year period, right? Stretching from 1st June to 31st May. This is the coverage time period. The scheme is going to be 1-year cover. It could be renewed from year to year. Very, very important, right? Now, what does it covers? It covers accident insurance, offering accidental death and disability cover for death or disability on account of accident. Okay? So this is what this particular schemes provides for us. What are the benefits that are being provided under this particular scheme? So death related 2 lakh rupees would be provided. Total and irrecoverable loss of both eyes or loss of use of both the hands, feet, or loss of sight, 2 lakh rupees, right? Total and irrecoverable loss of sight of one eye or loss of use of one hand is going to be 1 lakh rupees. How it is going to be regulated? So through public sector general insurance company and other general insurance company, this is going to be covered as. Participating banks, post offices, they will be free to engage any such insurance company for implementing this particular scheme for their subscribers. They have this particular, what you can say, leeway. And premium is also there when the termination of cover will be happening. So attaining the age of 70 years, this particular scheme is going to be terminated. Although there is a yearly renewal, ठीक है? Yearly renewal भी है. If there is insufficient balance, or it could be seized off because of any technical reason as well. Now again, what we are doing over here is we are seeing the convergence of rural population plus banking plus insurance, right? So these three things should be converged, and these are the steps that have been taken. Let us see that the next step that we have is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, right? So again launched on 9th May 2015. The scheme will be a 1-year cover. Again, it is renewable from year to year. So thus, yes, there is an yearly renewable possible. It is insurance scheme which is offering life insurance cover for death due to any reason. If you see, the above mentioned scheme was only for the accident, right? And over here, the Suraksha is being provided for the death, and death can be caused off because of any reason. किसी भी reason से death हुई हो. जबकि हमने अभी देखा in the Suraksha Bima Yojana, they are providing you only for the accident related death or the disability, right? Here they are giving you the coverage if the death happens because of any reason whatsoever. All saving bank account holders who are in the age group of 18 to 50 years, they will be entitled to join. The person would be eligible to join the scheme through one savings bank account only. Right, Aadhaar would be used for the primary KYC. That means there will be no double counting of the benefits. If you have multiple savings account, you will be entitled to join this particular scheme only from the one savings account. Now the cover shall be for 1 year period, that we already know, from 1st June to 31st May. Now this particular information becomes important for me, that this particular scheme is for a 1 year period duration. ठीक है, सिर्फ 1 साल के time period के duration के लिए ही है. Next thing, what are the benefits under it? Let us see that. Yes. See, so benefits are 2 lakh rupees is the benefit which is payable on the member's death due to any reason. In case the member is covered under the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana with LIC of India or any other company through more than one account, and the premium is received by the LIC, insurance cover will be restricted to 2 lakhs. As we have said that the double counting of the benefits or the double benefits would not be allowed. आपको allowed नहीं है. Right. The next thing is regulation. The scheme is offered, administered through LIC and other life insurance companies who are willing to offer the products on similar terms with necessary approvals, right? Participating banks as well as the post offices, they are free to engage in any such life insurance company for implementing the schemes for their subscribers, right? So this is also an important information. The premium amount has been given 436 rupees per annum per member, right? Versus in case of your accidental insurance, the premium that you were supposed to give was 20 rupees only. Because see, why the premium amount is higher over here? Because here the death is covered because of any reason whatsoever. Or Suraksha Bima Yojana mein the death was covered because of the accident. Okay? If the death is caused by the accident or the disability is caused by the accident, then your insurance was available to you. Fine. Now see, in the rural insurance related thing, there are so many things, but most of the things we have already done as well. For example, your Fasal Bima Yojana, etc. that we have already seen, right? So that is why अभी हम यहाँ पे जो discuss कर रहे हैं, that is merely and majoritively related to the insurance that is being provided on the lives as well as which is related to the human life. So on the attaining of assurance, when it is going to be terminated, if one attains the age of 55 years, if there is closure of account with the bank, post office or insufficiency of balance to keep the insurance in force, then your account would be terminated. Now the next thing that we have is again a kind of security benefit that is being provided to the elderly people. Again, not a very important component, right? Aapka Suraksha Bima Yojana as well as the Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, that is more important as comparative, right? But this can also be studied. So launched in the year 2017, the minimum entry is 60 years, maximum entry no limit, policy term is 10 years, right? Minimum pension has been provided, maximum pension has been provided. Now this depends. Now what are the benefits over here? So if the survival of the pensioner during the policy term, then the pension in arrears shall be payable. If there is death of the pensioner during the policy term of 10 years, then the purchase price would be refunded. So first of all, you have to invest and then you are going to receive the pension. Whatever is the amount that you are investing, on the basis of that you are going to get the pension. आप कितना contribute कर रहे हैं उसके basis पे जो है आपको pension जो है मिलेगी यहाँ पे. Who's going to regulate it? So yes, LIC is going to regulate this. Next is loan facility. So loan facility is available after the completion of 3 policy years. The maximum loan that can be granted, it shall be 75% of the purchase price, right? Now, suicide is the exclusion, and what is the maximum limit? It is 15 lakh rupees per senior citizen. So this is based on the investment, what you can make in order to get the pension, right? Yes. So here some revised investments has also been made. The minimum investment has been revised to 1,56,658 for a pension of 12,000 per annum and 1,62,000 for getting a minimum pension of 1,000 per month under the particular scheme. Now next we have the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, a very important scheme which gives various kinds of inclusion benefits to the rural population as well as the urban counterparts as well. So this is alike for all the sections. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, it is a national mission for financial inclusion, was launched in the year 2014, right? Any individual who is above the age of 10 years is eligible over here. ऐसा कोई भी जो 10 साल से ऊपर का हो. Now, who all are eligible to become the bank mitras over here? Bank employees, retired teacher, retired government employees, ex-servicemen, individual owners of kirana medical fair price shops, individual public call offices operator, agents of small savings scheme of government of India, for-profit companies registered under Indian Companies Act, as well as NBFCs that don't take deposit. That means these entities, they can play एज अ मीडिएटर. ठीक है, ये एक मीडिएटर की तरह जो है रोल प्ले कर सकते हैं आपके बैंक मित्रास का. नाउ व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ओवर हियर? सो ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू इंश्योर द एक्सेस ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज, use of technology. Now what are the benefits under this particular scheme? It also includes the component of insurance. ठीक है, why we are reading this particular scheme again over here under the rural insurance and micro insurance? Because this particular scheme also provides us the benefit of insurance. ठीक है, so interest on deposit available, whatever amount that you deposit in your Jan Dhan account. Accidental insurance cover of 2 lakh is also available. ठीक है, accidental cover भी available है. So this is something that was required. Minimum balance is not required. There is a life cover of 30,000 as well, which is payable on the death of beneficiary subject to the fulfillment of eligibility condition. Life cover as well as the accidental insurance cover, both the things are provided. You need to remember the limit of it. ठीक है, आपको limit याद रखनी है. Easy transfer of money across India, important. Beneficiary of government schemes, they are going to get the direct benefit transfer in these accounts, right? If the account has been successfully operated for 6 months, then the beneficiary would be eligible for the overdraft facility as well. Overdraft facility, even if you do not have enough balance in your account, you will be able to withdraw more, right? You will be able to withdraw more. Next is there is access to pension, access to insurance products. The claim under personal accident insurance under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, it would be payable if the RuPay card holder has performed minimum one successful financial transaction, right, through any bank branch or bank mitras, etc. Overdraft facility up to 10,000. Overdraft facility is also available up to 10,000 in only one account per household, preferably lady of the household. The exit, the person is going to exit when the person reaches the age of 60 years. So this was the importance of this particular account, right? It is important. Balance, etc., this is not necessary. So what you have to remember is that whenever we are reading any particular step, you have to correlate it with the topic that is there in hand. The topic for us is rural insurance, right? Rural insurance as well as the micro insurance related things. Now for that matter, as soon as the micro word comes up, we are leading to our second point in question. Now just wait a moment. Yes. So the next thing that we are going to read is about micro units development as well as the refinance agency limited bank, that is Mudra Bank. Now this comes under the topic of your microfinance institutions, right? Microfinance institutions, whenever we have to read, yes, they have their own significance, but before reading that particular topic, we also have to go through the Mudra Bank. What is the kind of work it performs, right? So this is the what you can say starting off this particular topic. Let us see this. So this particular financial institution has been set up by the government of India. What kind of work it actually does is, it is a refinance agency. If you see, refinance agencies matlab they encourage banks as well as the financial institutions that please go ahead and give the loans. Okay, you have to go ahead and give the loans, and if there is any sort of default, or obviously there is credit risk involved. Why does banks do such kind of analysis while giving the loan? Because there is credit risk. ठीक है, अगर वो ऐसे ही किसी को भी लोन दे देंगे, then obviously there is a high risk of NPA. So in order to protect that particular thing, Mudra Bank performs the role of refinance agency. If I talk in a layman's language, what I would say, मैं ये कहूँगी कि बैंक या फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को ये कहा जाता है कि आप इन सेक्टर्स को लोन दीजिए, राइट, so that these sectors can flourish, and any sort of refinance that would be needed by you will be provided through this particular organization, that is Mudra Bank. It is the very important thing and very important topic whenever we have to talk about the microfinance institutions. ठीक है, जब भी हमको microfinance institutions के बारे में बात करना होगा, this is the first and foremost thing that we are going to talk about the when we are talking about microfinance. Now Mudra, which stands for the micro units development and the refinance agency, it is a financial institution which has been set up by the government of India under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Announced by the Prime Minister while presenting the Union Budget of 2015 and 16, right? Initially it was formed as a, now also is a wholly owned subsidiary of SEBI. 100% capital is being contributed by SEBI. Presently, the authorized capital is 1000 crores and the paid up capital is this much, which is fully subscribed by SEBI, and we do not have any relation with that. Paid up capital etc. इतना ज़्यादा detail में नहीं करना. You just have to understand that what have been the steps taken, right, and what are the basic features of it. That's it. ठीक है, basic features बिल्कुल पता होने चाहिए. So let us see this. Has been launched in the year 2015. The eligibility is any Indian citizen who has a business plan for a non-farm income generating activity, right? Non-farm income generating activity, that means agriculture is not used over here. Agriculture यहाँ पे नहीं लिया गया है, but that does not mean all sort of rural activities are excluded. You have to remember that rural economy, it's obviously the agriculture is the main part of it, but there are allied activities as well, and there are other forms of businesses as well. ठीक है, बहुत अलग तरीके के businesses भी हैं that are included over here, right? So yes, non-farm income generating activities like manufacturing, processing, trading, service sector, whose credit need is less than INR 1 million, that is 10 lakh rupees, they can approach either the banks, microfinance institutions, right, or the non-banking financial companies for availing the Mudra loans under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. The usual terms and conditions, they may have to be followed for availing the loans under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. That means Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana ke under, the banks, financial institutions, microfinance institutions, they are not being stopped from lending on their own terms. ऐसा नहीं मना किया जा रहा, but they are being nudged to lend to these particular sectors, right, under a specified amount कि ठीक है, you do not have to provide more than 10 lakh rupees, and if after providing such kind of loans under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, there is some kind of credit risk that you are going to suffer, we will be providing you refinance. ठीक है, हम आपको refinance provide कराएंगे. So 3 category of loans are there, right? Under Mudra scheme, the following loans are available: up to 50,000 Shishu loans, right? Kishore is covering loans between INR 50,000 and up to INR 5 lakh. Tarun loans, they are covering the loans above INR 5 lakhs and up to INR 10 lakhs. And then there is a credit guarantee fund as well for the micro units. Now, this particular thing again is related to financing, right, for the rural development. So Stand Up India scheme has been launched in the year 2016. It has been extended till the year 2025. Now what are the objectives? Objectives are to promote the entrepreneurship in women, SC and ST category, provide the loans for the greenfield enterprises in the manufacturing, services or the trading sector, and activities that are allied to agriculture. Okay? Allied activities, not the agriculture specifically, but the allied activities that are included over here. Who all are eligible? So SC, ST, there will be bank loan which would be facilitated between 10 lakh rupees and the 1 crore rupees to at least one scheduled caste, scheduled tribe borrower and at least one women borrower per bank branch, right? Per bank branch this would be given. Now eligibility, and these are the things that we need to see. Let us see this one by one. So, who all are eligible? SC, ST or the women entrepreneurs who all are above the 18 years of age would be eligible to receive the funds under the Stand Up India scheme. Loans are given only for the greenfield project. Greenfield project, greenfield, brownfield. Brownfield का मतलब है there was an existing project and now you are refurbishing it or restructuring it. और greenfield का मतलब होता है something which is very new, right? Which is being started from scratch. So we are not going to provide you funds to refurbish or what you can say restructure something, but we are going to provide you funds to start up something new. ठीक है, कुछ नया start करने के लिए. Now greenfield signifies the first time venture of the beneficiary in manufacturing, services or the trading sector or the activities which are allied to agriculture. In case of non-individual enterprises, 51% of the shareholding should be held by either SC, ST or the women entrepreneurs. Non-individual enterprises means if you have a company or such kind of organizations. Borrowers should not be any default, that is one thing. Now, nature of loan is something that we do not have to focus much on. We have covered the basics of this particular scheme and that is something which is really important for us. Monitoring is going to be done by district level credit committee under the collector with the LDM, lead district manager as convener. They are going to review, and SEBI along with the NABARD, their officers, they are going to join the review meetings. Okay. One thing more under this particular scheme, so SEBI as well as the NABARD, they will be designated as the Stand Up Connect centers, right, for the Stand Up India scheme. Now the next thing under the rural development related topic or the initiatives that are being taken, we have Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. So Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister, they have launched this particular scheme. There were different kinds of components to it. We are going to see the scheme components one by one, right? Just the scheme components needs to be remembered by you, that is it. So there was an insurance scheme for the health workers while they were fighting the COVID-19. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana was there, in which poor households were being provided the PDS, right? Free 5 kg of wheat or rice per person per month, as well as the pulses were being also provided. Under the PM Kisan, the benefit was being provided to the farmers, and then There were cash transfer related facilities as well under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. This particular step was also taken where the free cash was transferred to MG Narega workers, all women who were covered under Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, women account holders, poor senior citizens, widows, divyangs, etc. Organizations with up to 100 employees, out of which 90% have wages lesser than 15,000 per month, and self-help groups were also there, right? So these were the components. Moving ahead, now talking about the emergency credit line guarantee scheme, although not very important, we are going to quickly see this, right? So this was something that was launched to help the businesses during the time of COVID. Also, the scheme was extended, right? It aimed to provide the collateral free loans, government guaranteed loans to the micro, small and medium enterprises during the lockdown, right? So this was the basic intention or the aim of this particular scheme and the objective. Now the duration of the scheme has been finished, so you can just remember these two things only. Now the next thing, Sukanya Samriddhi. So over here, very quickly you have to see this particular scheme, not a very important thing, right? That is related. So under this, eligibility is the guardian can open the account immediately after the birth of girl child. Only one account is allowed per child and only 2 accounts are allowed for a family, right? So this is the scheme, and the minimum deposit which is there is an account can be opened with an initial deposit of 250 rupees and in multiples of that particular amount, and the total amount deposited, it shall not exceed 1,50,000 in a financial year. Now lastly, we have a fund that has been developed, or the fund that has been deployed for the development or the infrastructure related tasks, right? So we have to see that as well. Scheme for the financial support for the project development expenses of public private partnership projects, right? So this particular fund, we also have to see this. It has been launched in the year 2022, so it is quite a recent one. Aim is to improve the quality and pace of infrastructure development in the country by encouraging the private sector participation, right? So this particular fund is going to assist the projects that supports the best practices in the public private partnership project. The objective would be to fund potential PPP projects, including the cost of engaging in consultants, transaction advisor, etc., etc. It is a central sector scheme which is 100% funded through the central agency or the central government. So this is also an infrastructure related support that is being provided. And lastly, we have a portal called as Jan Samarth portal, which is available on the 24/7 basis as well. It provides various kinds of facilities and the beneficiaries, financial institutions, government agencies at a single platform, and beneficiary can track their real-time status of their loan applications as well. So yes, these are the things that we needed to discuss, and these are the few things that we had to discuss in the initiatives that have been taken for the rural development, right? And along with it, we have also seen few of the products for the rural insurances, right? And tomorrow we are going to strictly focus on to micro finance institutions and the micro insurance related initiatives. So these will be the two things that we are going to discuss tomorrow, micro insurance as well as micro finance institutions. This is it for today. Thank you so much for joining in.